Hi you guys, Ginger Cook here. I'm excited that we're going to be doing a fun holiday acrylic painting tutorial tonight. Someone in our studio audience is watching this live. We'll have a chance to enter to win the painting we're doing. It's going to be a very easy, simple painting. I think you'll all be able to do it. Wait till you see how much fun this is. We'll be back in a sec after this fun message.
Ginger Cook, the queen of color, with a blazing brush at the speed of light, and a blank canvas, and a hearty yes and yes. The queen of color, Ginger Cook, and her sidekick, John Little, teach you to paint with acrylics. And we're back after that important message. That was a great intro. I love that intro.
All right, well, welcome everybody. This is Acrylic Monday with Ginger Cook, where we're going to be painting something fun. And not only will we be having this cute painting that we're going to do tonight for the holidays, that's going to go to someone.
A lucky viewer.
A lucky viewer who, you know, and if you want to make sure, if you're watching this later, we're Mondays, Central Time, 5:30. Catch us live, enter this, because not only are we going to be drawing, someone's going to be drawing for that, but we're also going to be drawing for the Salvador paint kit, which is these beautiful acrylics, and it comes with 24 colors plus 12 brushes and all kinds of stuff. That is, you know, Salvador Paint Company's been very kind in doing that. This doesn't come from us, this comes from them, and that's the colors that we're using tonight. And these are fun paints, and we talked about, in fact, in a new video book that we're doing, we explain all about these colors and our regular acrylic painting colors that we use in our academy. Show you all kinds of stuff. Watch for that. We'll be telling you more about that. And yeah, that's John and I have been working on that for about a month. And in case you're wondering what we're going to be painting on, this is a real piece of canvas. These are the Paramount canvas tablets, and Jerry's Artorama sells these. I wish I could tell you that they give discounts on these, but they do put them on sale. When they have them in stock, I've seen them. Buy a case of them. Buy a case of them because they're really inexpensive. And this is real canvas. It's not canvas paper. And then the colors on here are all based on what was left over from our last painting session. So we have a stack of these, all different colors depending. John never throws out any paint. We use every bit of it up. And, you know, he's thrifty. Now, let me show you what we're going to be painting tonight. Is this not adorable or what?
That is adorable.
I mean, we got the little gingerbread cookie and the little Santa mug. And we'll also have this traceable available in our Beginner Acrylic Academy for basic supporters and up. If you don't want to freehand this in, though, I think this is pretty simple to do. And you could make it any size because I'll show you how to grid it in, too. So that's what we're going to be painting tonight, which I think is kind of neat. And we're going to tell you a little bit about some of our auction pieces. One of the things that has been always very popular are cups. And for some reason, we're all very fond of cups. This is one of our this is in the auction that ends tomorrow evening, and the gingercookauction.com, and that's original painting by me. It's this was also a YouTube tutorial, the spoon and the cup. Great video to watch if you haven't seen it. And this one, I think, is a really neat, the still life with the cup and the grapes and so forth and the old table. It's another one of our, let me move this red out of the way so you can really appreciate it. This is another one of our auction pieces. Notice these have all been beautifully varnished. Look at the colors that show up in these. Isn't it gorgeous? And so if you're mad for cups, I want to show you this because we have a whole, probably maybe 15 videos on cups, I think, by now. But this is one that's on YouTube. This was last fall, I think, or maybe spring. Whenever we did this, this was one of our the best videos on YouTube. And this is not in the auction, but this is something you can paint yourself. So be looking for this if you're a cup collector. You know, most of us either have tea or coffee in the morning. And then the last one I want to show you that you might want to paint. You come join our academy. This is in our senior academy. This cup of cocoa, this old tin book, the old tin cup,
Tin book.
the old book
The
with
old
the
tin
tin
book.
cup and the pine cones. This is probably one of my favorite holiday videos that we did last year, and I love it with the marshmallows. So again, we're going to continue on with that. I think that this will be fun and festive, and I think everyone should be able to do this. This will be pretty simple tonight, what we're painting. So, and we'll show you some more of the auction pieces as we go along too.
Remember, the auction ends tomorrow evening around, I think they start shutting off at 5:30. Each piece has a different ending time, so you want to check that at gingercookauction.com.
And if you still want to get in on the auction, you just have to, and you have never registered for it, just write us to contact us.
You register and then email me, use the contact us and say, I just registered, get me in right away.
Yeah, approve me. John has to approve it. So just register and then contact John and he'll get you approved so that you can also participate. All right, so again, we're using the Salvador paints. Not that many colors, I think, in this. Maybe the carmine, which is your darkest red. And then your, what was this one? I think it was Azure Yellow, Medium, Pyro Red, Primary Magenta, Burnt Sienna, Yellow Oxide or Ochre, Primary Yellow, closest would be Cad Yellow, Medium, Primary Cyan or Phthalo Blue you might want, Ultramarine Blue, Burnt Umber, and a Violet. I don't think I have any purple. I don't think I did any purple, but I could have done purple. I'm not against purple. Their purple is called Blue Violet, and I might add that.
I'm sure you'll put it in somewhere.
We might just put that right there. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and again, this will be fun. We're going to have a good time with this. I think this will I think this would be a cute holiday card, and I think you could certainly personalize this somehow too. Don't you guys think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Of
course you could. Hey, Timmy would like to know, how do you keep the canvas sheets from curling up? I do not use water, thanks.
They've never curled up on me, Kimmy, ever.
Tammy,
they've never curled up on me.
Possibly the paint you're using. If you're using a student grade paint, it may be more watery than you think. Might be the canvas sheets you're using. We've always used the Jerry's Paramount. And we never had them. I'm
just testing this to make sure this is still working. Boy, not very well, is it?
No, that's going to be a hard color on that red. You probably need a white.
Do you think I should use blue?
Do you have a blue?
I have blue.
Well, give a blue a shot.
You want to test this first. You guys want to test.
test it. Absolutely. Is that working better?
Well, I don't have the right side down. That'd be the first clue.
I was going to not say anything.
Sure you were going to say something. You couldn't resist. Yeah, the blue's going to work.
Blue works perfect. I would have used blue to begin with myself, but what do I know?
Well, it's good to be right in hindsight. I think those things are always, people like that are always fun. Well, I would have done, that's not how I would have done it. Of course, I didn't say anything right when you were starting, but I'm glad you did it. Well, how I would have, you know those people?
Well, this is interesting. Gwen says curling usually happens if you're painting on the wrong side. One side is gessoed and one is not. Make sure you are on the right side. That's a good point.
Oh, yes, and yes. Yeah, because honestly, I've never had one curl. The only time I ever had one curl was when I used a, because it was not tacked down to anything, was a heavy gel.
Oh yeah,
the gels will cause it. Yeah, the heavy gels will cause it to curl, for sure, unless you've somehow taped it down to something. So that could be it too. Let's see. I'm looking for some tape here. I
put the tape back in the tape drawer.
He put it back in the tape drawer.
The nerve of me.
The nerve of him. The noive of him. The noive of him.
The general consensus is your hair looks lovely this evening.
I ask you, the noive of him.
Did you do something special to your hair this evening? It seems to be bringing a rash of replies.
Oh yeah, I used the hot curlers on it. Okay. And then, since you wanted to know, before I put each one in a curl, I twisted the hair and then wrapped it around the curl. in case somebody wants to know how I got that effect. Because my hair is all one length, and you'd normally get this effect if it were layered. So I
That's
used
true.
larger curlers on the bottom and smaller on the top, and I twisted each one and then wrapped it around the roller.
Can you do a video on that sometime?
Really? Nobody would care, would they?
I don't think so, but hey,
That's-
you never know.
He's just being a smarty, isn't he, you guys? But
I've been up here
you
in the
know,
cave
back
too
in
long.
back in the day,
Oh,
I
back
love
in
that.
I feel like we're getting older by the day.
I know, back in the day, when I was younger, the only way, you'd see these people in the movies, and they had this marvelous hair. And one week it was short, and the next week it was down their back. And, and I'm about 12 years old, I think, at this stage of my life. And I'm trying to understand how their hair is growing so fast, because I could wait years and nothing would ever happen with mine, right? But then I discovered later that they were using hair pieces, and which I thought was sort of cheating, but that's okay. And then but I mean, you got your information if you went the hair salon. Back in the day, we used to call it the beauty parlor.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The beauty parlor, going to the beauty parlor. And my adopted mother did her own hair, and she did not get the idea of going to the hairdresser. She cut it. Hers naturally curly. She took a kind of a straight razor, and she put the tea kettle on and get the steam going, and she'd cut her hair over the tea kettle, and it would just naturally curl. And I don't know how she did the back. It always looked real nice. I mean, however she was doing it, she was really good at it. I give her props. But when you're born with straight stick hair, there's no amount of steam kettles in the world that are going to do anything for you. But she was convinced that anybody could get this effect if they did it like that, which of course is ridiculous. But that's what she believed. So she was not a big fan of hairdressers or. Boy, as soon as I got old enough, I started finding them, And then I was lucky because I had some older brothers whose girlfriends actually went to hairdressers and were able to give me the lowdown on why you'd want to possibly go to one, right? So ignore your mom, she doesn't know you want to do this, right? So anyway, that was the upshot of discovering that there were hairdressers. And once I discovered that, I was on my way. And I remember when I was 16, I went to boarding school in Switzerland. And my hairdresser was German, and she spoke a little French, and I spoke even less French, and she didn't speak any English. And so I'd go there and have her do great fun things to my hair. And I'd have my hair done all the time, something different all the time. I'd go pour through magazines and look at pictures of people that I wanted to look like, and I'd want their hair color, not understanding that I didn't have the hair for it. I could never look like, all the hair color in the world was not going to make me look like that girl. It was that's a hard lesson to learn, you know that? You probably never had that problem, John, but I'm telling you what.
It has not come up, no.
But I mean, I'm telling you, and it still goes on today because, that the magazines airbrush people and they look ever so much better than
reality.
Yeah. Or then they change it. And so a lot of kids, they say about 8% of all teenagers, aren't happy with how they look, which is kind of a shame when you think about it, right? All right, so we're going to start with a little brush. We have everybody here, so in case you're wondering, if you joined us late, we're going to be giving away this painting that we're doing. It's based off of this reference photo. The reference photo will be at the Beginner Acrylic Academy under the YouTube.
BeginnerAcrylicArtist.com.
Yeah, BeginnerAcrylicArtist.com. It'll be basic supporters and up. Yes and yes?
Yes and yes, absolutely.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
So I'm going to take, I've got a little bit
Wait, we have a question.
Okay.
Is it the heavy gel that you put on the mixed media paper before painting with acrylic? I would not.
No, I would use just if you're talking about paper, I would just use the varnish, Liquitex gloss varnish.
Which they don't
Works
call it
well.
that
And
anymore,
if you're talking about canvas board, you can even use a little bit of light modeling paste, or modeling paste. Put it on very thin, like butter on toast, something like that.
Oh, thinner than that.
But that's on something solid
Yeah.
surface. On paper, you want to use just the very simple. Just give it a coat of the gloss varnish and or matte, and just let it keep the paper from absorbing all your paint. All right, so I've got a little white here, and I've got a little bit of yellow ochre, and I want more white than that, mostly white. And let's see, let's take a little bit of purple, put in there. Okay. Now I want that. Now I'm going to add more white to that, so it's not quite white, but it's white. Does that make sense? So I'm going to put it in there so it looks more like the milk from the cocoa. We'll put that in there. Now we've got the oval all drawn in here nicely, but remember, ovals are circles that can fit in a business envelope. That's how you remember how to draw them. They're elliptical. You want to be able to do that. And then I'll take a little bit of this purple color and come up on the inside of this, like this, the inside of this cup. Like so. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the ultramarine blue. Now it's pretty dark because it's going over red. This is your next layer where your cup is coming around. These angle brushes are absolutely great for that, for doing stuff like this, because you can really get a nice edge. Alright, there's the top of my cup. And get that going. So nice. I just wanted to get enough of this cup in so I don't lose my design, alright? So I'm going to take some burnt sienna now and add it to this lighter color here, and a little bit of the permanent violet. Okay. And I want this gingerbread man kind of color here. So we're going to...
Marion has a great thought. Wouldn't a gingerbread house be a great addition to the Christmas Village group?
A gingerbread house. Interesting.
Seeing how we only do the front doors, though, we only do the front of a store. We'll have to give that some thought.
Well, we
I'm
always
not
like
going to rule it out.
keep the ideas coming, because you never know.
You never know what will muster it up. Hey, we'd like to thank Clarice for the donation that came through the PayPal system. That is greatly appreciated, madame.
It is. Thank you very much. A little bit of permanent violet here in this. A little bit of burnt sienna. And this little foot sticking up here like this. It's so funny. Again, it's funny with a name like Ginger. You'd think I'd like gingerbread, but I do not like gingerbread cookies. John does.
I love ginger cookies.
Just never been a big fan
favorite.
of. We're talking about holiday treats.
John, do you always do matte first, then gloss, or is it varies? You always put on gloss first,
Matte last.
and then if you want matte, you put a matte on top of the gloss. Otherwise, it's gloss, gloss. When you put matte on, you can't tell where you've been. That's one reason that you put the gloss on, and also to pop the colors back up before you put the matte on, to give it as much brightness as you can. So gloss always first, and then the matte, if you're going to go to a matte finish.
Okay, and here's this little foot doing this. right,
You
now
know, we could do we already have a bakery.
I'm going to just go ahead and do just one layer of red on the cup now. Here's this carmine color. And I'm going to go ahead, I still want to paint the background, but I'm going to do that a little bit backwards. Normally I'd paint the background first, but today we're going to do just a layer of red. I wanted a bright red color, which is why I did a red background, because I figured this, it would be easy enough to go back and repaint the background in the way I want it. But I wanted to make sure that we didn't lose the design of this picture. You know, make it kind of fun. I thought, you know, last week we did that Geisha Girl. If you hadn't seen that, that was really fun. Was that my daughter, the art Sherpa, Cinnamon?
Is she on Tuesday nights?
She's changed to Tuesday nights now. I think it's at 5 o'clock on Tuesdays. If you
Now
have
she's on. Now is that 5 o'clock our time, or she's on Eastern time zone
Eastern
now?
time though.
So it's 5 o'clock Eastern Tuesday. You can catch the art Sherpa,
Yeah.
Ginger's daughter.
Yeah. Some of you may not know that that's who that we're related.
I
But,
heard that.
But in case you didn't, we are. All right. Notice the brush strokes are kind of going down this way now. They had them going around, but now they're going this way. Now I feel like we haven't. We can be pretty satisfied that we're not going to lose this. Picture, right? But let me just take a little bit of white here and paint the candy here white. The candy here is what's going to make this. You really want to paint. I'll show you a trick on painting this candy. Let's put a little tiny bit of yellow and white together so that the bottom part's not quite the same color as the top.
Beverly would like to know, does Ginger paint with Hooker's green?
No, I don't.
Ginger makes all her greens.
Makes all my greens. Sometimes I'll use phthalo in our Wave and Water masterclass. I think I want white and a little bit of blue here.
Ooh, a bed and breakfast in the village. That's a good idea too.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll
that
tell
one.
you what, if you are not a member of our Facebook club, that's free to be there, Ginger Cook Acrylic Painting Club. And I gotta encourage you to check out one of our Facebook club members had bought the entire village Christmas set and had put up the scene with the little benches and everything in like 3-dimensional, and it's wonderful. And she's got probably I don't know 5 or 6 real poinsettia plants surrounding the whole thing, and it looks like it's sitting on snow. It's adorable. I promise you guys.
Very festive.
It's festive. Yeah,
Very festive.
really festive. Okay, so that's this.
What about a Santa house, like a Santa's workshop? That's a good idea too.
Well, that's certainly a good idea. Santa house is good.
Let's write these down for next year. We'll try to add more than we did this year. So I think we're going to be right where we are for another year.
But we still have the snow globe to do.
Yep.
We still have the annual snow globe to do, which we will do. And I'm getting some ideas for that.
We have a couple we've been tossing around. And you got to be careful when you toss a snow globe around.
And then let's take that ultramarine blue here and just give this a coat of blue, since as long as we're doing it. Now I still want to do the background, and this is just, we're just blocking in now, you guys. We really haven't done much, but we're blocking in. You could do this in black too, but I think the blue was pretty. It was blue in the reference photo, and I like this ultramarine blue. I like this color, and I think it's nice with the blue. And so again, we're notice that this curve. This is important. Notice that, see this curve right here, like that, right?
Yep.
Notice that this curve matches, and this curve then matches the bottom. Do you see that? When you're painting stuff like this, be aware of brush direction, and think of yourselves as pattern detectives. Pattern detectives. Now this little ribbon comes out a little bit farther than the vase. There. Okay, so we've got the first bit kind of.
We have a music store. Well, that's in the Europe Village.
Yeah, we should do that. We should. Yeah, yeah, but you're right. It's in the other one.
It's another one.
So, all right. So I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. I'm excited. Those of you who have been following along with the auction, right? We did a mystery painting.
Oh, we did. That was a fun painting.
And we just hid the whole thing, and every day we added a little more piece of the puzzle. John thought we had more time than we did. Got a little confused. So here, you guys, is the actual mystery painting that is part of our auction.
This look at that varnish job on that. It's just
look at isn't that just lovely? Look at how it just shines and sparkles. Don't you have that 9x12 frame? Don't you have one? Didn't we get one of those?
Yeah, we did.
What was this? 9x12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
don't ask me where it is because it's downstairs.
Oh, I thought you brought one up.
No, I don't think I made it this far yet.
All right, another one that this is. I have to tell you, I was really reluctant to part with this. So if you'll back out a bit, I'll show you. But we do have this besides the actual original in the auction. We also have this as a downloadable video. Don't have to join anything. Just you can purchase the video on how to do it, step by step. Santa coming to town, and you look how beautiful he looks when he's varnished.
That is a gorgeous thing. I can't believe we're giving that one away.
Oh yeah, we are. Isn't that nice?
We're gonna have to paint my own.
So well, we're not giving it away. We're selling them in an auction, John.
Right.
And
then
but he's also in our senior academy, Ginger Cook Acrylic live.gallery. Isn't that Ginger Cook live.gallery?
Yes.
So
in next year.
So that's part of that was one of our weekly releases for our members, but he's also a downloadable lesson, standalone downloadable lesson. You can have him, and there's a lot of pieces to that, but we give you the information and the traceables to do it as part of the lesson too. We've got a new way of being able to offer these downloadables so that you have all the traceables, everything you need to do it. And I think you're going to really like that. And so that's anyway. But you can own the original for
the gingercookstore.com.
Yeah, Ginger Cook Store, and the auction is gingercookauction.com. Okay. So now let's do a little bit of background. I think that's kind of dried enough where we can keep painting. Do you have any questions I can answer? No. Yes.
Is the Santa based on John?
The Santa kind of. It wasn't intended to. I actually had a couple reference photos. I mean, I had several, but it ended up looking like John. Now, what does that say about how I feel about John? I don't know, but it's
kind of nice being married to Santa, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, right? And
if we ever got married.
So this is primary magenta, a little bit of cyan blue and white. And I'm going to just come around here and do my background.
It's a pretty color.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Isn't this a nice color? And it's sort of I think it's festive. It still gives enough contrast from the coffee pot and the coffee cup, not the pot, coffee cup and the handle and everything. So you have a little bit of that. These are you'll notice that the brush was just a dry brush. It was not damp even to put this on. And a little bit of the red, so because it was a red background, you see how the little bit of red is kind of shining through? So I think this would be a very cute card, maybe for somebody. You could do this as a little wishing you a happy holiday. Maybe when we get finished with the buckle, maybe put their name in the buckle would be cute, yeah? Or maybe even along here, too. What do you think? Maybe just along there.
All kinds of options.
That you could do this.
You can put it across the chest of the Gingerbread Man. You can put on a T-shirt.
You can't put on a T-shirt. Where do you get these ideas to put on a T-shirt?
It'd be an icing T-shirt. Are you kidding me? That'd be delicious.
Uh-huh. I know, John. It's just amusing to me, right? I want this, let's see, a little more white in that.
Ginger, which phthalo blue shade? Sorry to ask again, writing it down.
It's the green shade, if you're buying Liquitex. Other than that, it's just phthalo blue. Liquitex was the only one that went screwing around with those colors. Started doing green shades and blue shades, and then they did the same thing as red shade for ultramarine blue with Liquitex, too. If you only had one color, you can get an ultramarine blue color using phthalo blue, but you cannot get a turquoise color using ultramarine blue.
No, can't
If
go the
you
other
dump
way.
enough red into phthalo blue, you'll have no problem getting a really nice. See, don't you think that background looks better now? That's better than the red. Here you go. Tiny bit of water on the brush, just a drop to kind of wake this up a little bit. Anyway, this is the so you guys want to hear something shocking?
I do.
Yeah, I know. So John was buying photo paper yesterday, and we always buy it on Amazon, or photo paper, HP photo paper. And for, it's a time of year when people are stocking up on stuff like that because of the holidays, and they plan to take and print out a lot of pictures probably. And we use this very, very expensive photo paper. Do you have one of our certificates I can show people?
I do, as long as you don't get paint all over it.
Yeah, I won't. I'll show you. We do these certificates of authenticity for our artwork, and so we want to put the best paper we can buy on the, to print the certificates. They're all hand signed by me. Picture of the painting is on there, and the it's a what we call a provenance, because then you can, the date, so forth, and the title. And so then when you sell this, we talk about own a piece of the legacy. There's still a seal that goes here in my signature.
Wait. They can't see anything, boss.
Oh.
You gotta say, hey, back up a little bit.
Back up a bit.
Okay. Now
So
you can
there's
talk about
a
it.
gold seal that goes here that we stamp with a special thing, and then I sign it, and this is like one of the House Among Autumn. See, that's one of the
Certificates for the
certificates
piece.
for the auction piece. All right, all right. So this is what we do when we have when we sell our original artwork, and this is important because if you have any feeling at all that in 25 or 30 years from now, some of the artwork that you're getting maybe would have a higher value than what you paid for it. One can never promise that, but it might, and you're leaving this to your kids or whoever. The paperwork for this is important. Anyway, so this is really nice paper. So John was ordering some, and he discovered that they were out of his paper. Okay, a little permanent violet here for my shadow, and they had it, but he wouldn't get it for a few days, and he wanted it like yesterday. Okay, he had some, but he hadn't finished them all.
I saw another box with it.
Yeah, so he ordered another batch of it, and he came to me last night around midnight and said, we were talking, and he said, "Oh, I'm not gonna get that paper for a while." Okay, and so then Ginger said, "Well, did you check Walmart?" So he did. And
I didn't.
I did.
But we did.
We did it together. We I'm gonna get a little zinc white here, because I don't want to dilute this that much. So we did, and notice how I'm softening this edge so it just sort of melts out into the background. The same here, just a little zinc white. And it was not just 10% or 15% less, it was 50% less.
Yeah.
For the same HP.
Same paper.
Exact same paper, same stock number. So I share that with you because you're my
Shop
friends.
around.
And, yet conversely, Okay, so one of my favorite companies to buy things from is Wayfair. So they had sent me an email saying that they had some Black Friday deals, and I was, you got to look, right? So I looked and I saw this little thing that was on sale for $23, this little kitchen gadget thing, and they said it was a Black Friday deal. So then I went and looked up on Amazon, and that was Amazon's normal price for it. It was a standard product. It was a Kohler product, so that's like a standard name brand thing, and that's what Amazon
Always
sells it for. So then, feeling a little disgruntled and betrayed, I went ahead and just made the executive decision not to look at any more of their Black Friday deals. Now maybe they've got some more, but this is a time when I don't know if it's the fact that we're in a COVID crisis or what the deal is. But it feels.
Well, Amazon, you definitely got to be careful of. I didn't think that somebody would do that to paper, but there's a big difference.
Well, I mean, when they were all out of sodas, I remember they wanted $20 for for 8 sodas. I mean, there are people that will gouge if they can, but this is this was a pretty big deal that John with the
paper.
With the paper, didn't you guys think so? See, I'm putting a little shadow here and blending that in. Pulling it toward the rest of the shadow, which is still wet. Just kind of softening that. You don't want any hard lines. You want one color to sort of melt into the other. Yes and yes. Yes and yes. Okay, so, cool. We'll put these brushes away and get some smaller ones out. Anyway, I just, I feel like when you watch our channel, you'll get a public service announcement. We see something that's neat, we'll tell you. If this had nothing to do with painting, you can tune in here and get the skinny on things, right? Get the absolute skinny on stuff.
Now, for those of you that don't like all the chit-chat, join the Academy. There's no chit-chat on those.
Yeah, there's no chit-chat in the Academy on stuff like that. It's just pure painting lessons. We just have we like to have fun in this this atmosphere of joviality.
Ooh.
Is that a word, joviality?
I don't think so.
No?
Not the way you said it.
Should be a word, don't you think so?
Joviality. Hey, Joviality, how are you? Is that a new staff member I haven't been introduced to?
Okay, just be that way. Just be that way. I think
joviality.
Could be a word.
It could be. I'm sure somebody out there will let us know.
Could be a word. What does he know? Nothing. Right? All right, so let's get the second coat. Now look, this is where 2 coats of color make a difference. See that? You do the second coat. This is just ultramarine blue here.
For those that are interested in the Santa, the downloadable, go to gingercookstore.com. And currently he's on the home page, but if you did a search for Santa, you would also find him. gingercookstore.com. Okay, Al, you can spell it. Is it really a word? J-O... Let's see... Can I do a lookup? Friendship.
Triviality, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what that word really... If you really got it...
I think it's a word.
We're going to find out.
We have fun with John, don't we, with our words? Some of us read, so that's that's the difference.
Okay.
And I watch a lot of British TV. They use stuff like that. They use all those big words. Ask them.
Characteristic of being cheerful and festive.
Yeah, see?
Joviality. I've never heard that word. I got to get out more. See, if you didn't leave me in the cave.
I'm telling you what, you got to get out more, darling. Yeah, I'm using a little zinc white. The reason you use zinc white for a highlight color is because it doesn't change the color that much. Titanium white really makes it light. But if you use zinc for the little highlight on the cup, you wouldn't think that there'd be that much to painting this cup, would you?
I wouldn't think there would be much at all to paint this cup.
But there actually is. But nothing that I feel that you wouldn't have a grand time doing and do it easily.
A grand time?
I'm watching a lot of Brit TV lately.
I can't take it anymore. If you start doing the accent, then it's all over. The old British
John
accent.
doesn't watch it because he can't understand what
I can't
anybody's
understand.
saying.
I struggle with English. And now
You
you're
can't-
throwing the English language and their language. Oh, forget it.
Yep. Well, so sorry.
The great value ginger snap cookies at Walmart are really good and less than $2. Oh, Elizabeth, that is a tip to remember.
Well, John gets Walmart orders every.
I don't go out to the store anymore.
No, we
At
have,
4 o'clock in the morning, I can place my order, and it's here in the morning.
yeah, for sure, right? Now,
I don't see how they do it.
we don't either.
John used subtitles. I could try that, but then I'd have to sit there and actually watch it. See, I don't like to just sit and watch television. I do other things.
Take a little red and ultramarine blue and make a little darker blue here. Make this a little bit darker.
Isn't that
On
going to
this
make it a
side.
purple?
Well, it just makes it a little bit. It needs to be a little darker blue. Mostly blue, but a little bit of red. You don't use 50-50. You just put a little bit of red in it. Kind of darkens this blue right here. And
Oh,
it
I
gives
see
me.
what you did. You just kind of you thinned it through. You just darkened it a little bit.
Yeah, there. So it kind of.
Why did Ginger use blue on the candy? Oh, that's the shadow area. That's
Yeah.
the side of it.
Yeah, that's
Don't bring up anything yet.
yeah.
Carol doesn't get the English comedy either. Oh, we tried to watch one of the English comedy shows. Unless you live there, you have no idea what they're talking about.
Well, on some of them, like some
Yeah.
of it, because if it's just like, for instance, if you haven't kept up with certain American TV, if you haven't kept up with it, you don't know what anybody's, I mean, they'll be referring to maybe something happened on Seinfeld or something, and if you never watched Seinfeld, then you don't particularly even think it's funny. You're going, yeah, okay.
Oh, I
What?
think Seinfeld's hilarious.
Well, I never watched a Seinfeld.
You
See?
couldn't understand it.
So that wouldn't be funny. I mean, probably hilarious, but not to me, right? All right, so now I'm going in with the red. This is the...
Linda orders her groceries online, then hops in the car with the dog, so the dog gets a ride to go pick him up. That's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that with Ginger. Take Ginger for a car ride once in a while.
So the dog and Ginger gets a ride, right? What are you saying, John? What's he saying? What do you think he's saying? What do you imagine he's saying? This is the
Oh.
brighter red here. You see how red's one of those colors that you can do 2 coats with.
You can do 3 coats with.
And even 3 coats. And let's put a little permanent violet and red, because you've got a little shadow on this side of the cup right here, and kind of down here. Not that much, but certainly a little bit. And it's a little bit darker over here. These are really small. It's all in the details here. It's all kind of small stuff, but it kind of makes a difference too. Okay. And let's see, I want something a little darker here on the cup. There you go. See, it's just all small things that we're thinking about. All right, you guys sit there for a minute, and we will be we're going to paint him. So, we got a little bit of burnt sienna and white and a little tiny bit of magenta. Not much, just a little bit. And let's give our little guy a second coat of paint.
Well, start actually painting them. You just blocked them in before.
Yeah, that's true. I did. I just blocked him in before. But it's a cute. I thought this was such a cute idea. I gotta say that I really did think this was adorable. It's great fun.
Vivian, I really don't understand what you're asking. Do you have a ballpark list of approximate decimals to use with various canvas sizes? For example, 11 by 14 is approximately a 1.569 or a 9 by... These are just examples. I don't know if they're real numbers. If you're trying to find out the ratio, you take the small number into the big number. Like the canvases we use are 0.75, they're 3/4. The 6 by 8, 9 by 12, 12 by 16. That whole gamut that we use is all the same ratio, so we can do anything we want with them. Once we have something designed, if Ginger wants to do a little mock-up first, she can do it on a 6x8, and that whole thing will go all the way up to the 18x24 that we do. And it's all proportional. So you take your small number, divide it by the big number, and that gets you your ratio.
You're so clever with that stuff, John.
Well, it just makes it simple when you want to do different sizes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
well,
it's
one of the
numbers.
things I would caution you about is if I'm doing a vertical, then do a vertical. If I've done a horizontal, do a horizontal. If I'm doing
Oh,
a square,
my.
you're
I
going to
have to listen to her when you send it in for personal art coaching. Didn't I originally do this as a horizontal? I go, yeah. Well, why is it a vertical now? I guess that's what they wanted to do. Yeah, you can't, there's a lot of thought that goes into these. I mean, some of them require a lot of thought, and some of them are pretty simple, but some of them, there's a reason that we did them the way we did them.
Exactly so.
I mean, we have the highest of levels of meetings in the morning discussing all what we're going to paint and how we're going to paint it, and we have to go back and forth. I mean, don't get me started on those arguments.
It's a thing, right?
It is a thing.
A little bit of burnt sienna down here, maybe make
Wake
this a
up,
little
computers.
darker.
I was ignoring them over here. They went to sleep.
Okay. I admit, it's kind of fun, right?
It is indeed.
Just something in case somebody was wondering, this is what we're doing. Yes.
John, what's the program you recommend for making one of Ginger's bigger or smaller? I use the Rasterbator program on the internet. Rasterbator.net. And there's a, Tech Bear has a few videos on that. Oh, Vivian, I forgot to mention, I meant for Rasterbator. Don't worry about the number, Vivian. Just start off with a whole number, and then look at my last video I did on that. Because what you're looking at is what the output size is. That's what you want to look at. I don't even look at the numbers anymore. Numbers are irrelevant. If you look at what the output is, go look at that last video. It's on the Tech Bear. He's been a good guy. You're doing a really nice job on that candy.
Thank you.
And I can see why you put the shadow in before you did that. Wouldn't that be a pain to put the shadow in afterwards?
Yep.
Yeah, Vivian, that was kind of an important tidbit of information you had there, kiddo.
There's our little candy. It's fun, right?
I don't have very many problems at all. Well, somebody asked what printer we use. It's a high-end Canon photographic printer. It's like a $1,000 printer. It was back in its day. Probably cheap now. It was a high-end printer designed for photographs, because that's what I was doing before Ginger and I got together. I use Canon and Epson for high-end work, HP for everyday work. A painting printer for every occasion.
Okay, see how nice my little candy looks there now?
Yeah, Linda says, I love the last Rasterbator video John did. Really helped me. Yeah, I figured it out finally. When I was throwing the numbers at you, I knew that I had a lot of blank eyes because, I mean, Ginger couldn't even get through it.
Yeah, I'm going, who's going to watch this, John? I'm going, you kidding me? Just, so,
But it still don't print the right, correct size. Well, now, okay, that's the next issue is when you go to print it, you got to make sure that it's not being scaled again. Because your printer's going to scale it to fit the paper you're putting on unless you tell it not to.
did you mention that when you made the video?
Oh, I don't know. I probably have to go make another one now. That's the whole print is a whole other issue. Because I found with the HP printers, I don't have as much control as I do with the Canon or Epson printers, where you have more control, and the software you can put them into. Like I use Photoshop, and you have complete control over it then. So there's a lot of different things you've got to consider. It's not easy. Dee Dee says hello from Northern Ontario. I bet it's cold.
Oh, bet it's cold up there.
It got cold here last night. It was 45 degrees.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we were just going, it's cold. And you're going, boo-hoo, right? You guys are going, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. It's not cold. You guys exaggerate everything.
If you do have questions specific about printing, I would get, using one of the contact us forms, gingercooklive.gallery or the store, any of the sites we have, and you have to tell me what kind of printer you have. As much information you can give me, so don't go back and forth. Pro 9, that sounds right. Jean. Miss Murphy. Have you heard of the Queen's Gamut? That must be a show.
Yes, I watched that for a while. There was a lot of peril in there for me, you guys.
Oh.
I was very worried about that girl, and I wasn't. At the very beginning of the show, they kind of show you how she ends up, and I was not happy about what was going on with her. And it's so funny because I got to tell you, in that show, in the Queen's Gambit, it's a new show on Amazon. And in it, it takes place in the in the 50s, and apparently there was a drug that they used to give kids to calm them down that were wild, and a lot of housewives were so addicted to it that they eventually made it against the law, and I it's so funny. I mean, probably my mother took it. I had no idea. I'm sure my mother took it, but I didn't know it. But one of my really good friends knew exactly what this. She says, "Oh yeah, they took blah blah blah," and I'm going, how do you know that stuff? And she says, oh yeah, my mother took it, everybody, they took it, they made it against the law to take it.
Silly.
But it was so funny because I had just no idea what they were talking about, but
What brush are you using right now, my dear?
This is really a neat little brush. These are so inexpensive, and they're
Ollie's?
They're Ollie's, and we have them in our Amazon store, and they make, don't you think that you have some really good control over this? Really, I think really good.
They have a very good bounce to the bristle.
They really do, and
they can clean nicely. Very inexpensive. You buy a set of them for like $15, less than $15.
Yeah.
They're good.
Little shadow down here on the balls here.
How many cookies is the newest Santa that was put up on VLL? I think that was 4.
Four cookies, I think.
I think it's a 4 cookie. It's a challenging piece. Now we've seen several very well done.
Have you shown what do we have coming up this week? The dogs, right?
Yeah, the dogs that were supposed to be last week.
Yeah, want to show those too?
Are those the guys that are hanging?
Yeah, they're back just on the wall there in the hall.
It's that big one, right?
Yeah. Now, in order to make this, let me show you guys while he's doing that. In order to make this look like its frosting is sticking out, you've got to do a little bit of a line underneath them. You've got to give it a little bit of a shadow underneath there, like that. If you want that to look like it's three-dimensional, kind of sticking out a bit, you want to do that. And I'm going to do some dark dots here, which eventually will be, it's easier to do them in purple and then put the white on top, but that little, traditional buttons that you see on a gingerbread man, and we'll put a little bit of a shadow under this under here, just a little bit, just so you can kind of see it, and you see how it kind of looks. It's not just, people think something like that's just put on there, but it's not. There's some method to our thinking here. And There, oh shoot, see, I want that to dry for a second. So, you guys, we do everything in our academy, fine art acrylic painting, and every week or so we introduce another one. Sometimes it's a 2 cookie lesson, some more often threes, because we have probably 2 cookie are like very beginner lessons, and we probably have over 200 beginner lessons. And so when you're talking about 500 lessons, that's more than you could ever do. But not everybody wants to learn to paint the same thing. And one of our most popular series has been dogs. And this is originally by one of our old dead artists that we've done several of his, but I want you guys to see this one.
Well, we
You
better
backed
back
out
up
enough?
a little bit more.
This is Bernie and
That's Val and, oh, what is the names?
forgotten their names. Anyway, that was originally done in the 1800s in the UK. But this is the newest. That's the weekly release for the Academy. And it's got a little bit of varnish on it too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
John's varnished them. You can see how the varnish really brings out the colors. So this is 18 by
Should be 1824, I think.
1824, I think.
It's bigger than a 12.
So yeah. So anyway, that's the again part of the the marvelous journey we have going in our academy. So many new fun things to paint. That's one, and one we just. This is what the.
That's going to be released to both of them probably the week after this week.
And then this one will be the following week to both the Wave and Water and the VLL, Video Lesson Library. This will be this snow scene.
That's a Bruce Crane.
Yeah, originally Bruce Crane. So again, old dead artists. So these are two that we think are really timeless, timeless pieces. These are being released in our academy. So we hope that you'll find some fun with those. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the red paint now, and I'm going to make sure my brush has been sitting in water, so I'm going to spin it, put paint on it, spin it, and then this is my second load of paint. And this is sort of a wiggly
You make it a stripe.
little stripe, but they're kind of a. If you look at the picture, it's not the normal stripe. But very festive nonetheless, yes and yes? So those are little striped little guy here, yeah? So then I thought for his belt buckle that it ought to be gold. And so I've got some of this iridescent paint that might be fun. And so I'm going with this Arteza. I'm going to try this. Just it says gold. I thought the belt buckle could be gold. What do you guys think?
A brassy goldy look.
I think that would be nice. Those of you who bought the last year, who bought some of that gold gesso, that would work too. Yellow oxide will work if you don't have actual gold, shiny gold paint. I did it over white because
It'll get a couple coats.
It'll get a couple coats here, but it'll be a little bit brighter than if we had put it just over the red.
Has Ginger ever painted a winter scene with a skidoo? Okay, it took me 5 years to get her to paint a tractor. What do you think it's going to take to get a skidoo?
No, years ago, Cinnamon's dad owned a snowmobile.
Was it a skidoo?
I guess that's what they are, skidoo, snowmobile.
Well, Yamaha makes them too.
And so I did a painting of him years ago. Oh my gosh, this has got to be 40 years ago. It was so cute. We lived in Aspen, and Cinnamon was a baby, and she would go with her dad snowmobiling. And when she saw that she couldn't even talk yet. She'd go out with him and do that, and she'd go grab her. She'd see him getting ready. She'd go grab her snowsuit and lie down on it, in case you were missing the fact that she thought she should go. Then when she got a little bigger, he got her a really beautiful sled. Well, we let her pick it out, and again, it was one of those sleds where it was the one she picked out was purple and pink.
Oh, perfect.
And she had this purple and pink sled that she had definitely very opinionated about colors even back then, and so so he would pull her sled behind the snowmobile, and there, I think that's kind of cute, don't you think? The gold buckle really kind of does it. Maybe we need a little bit of bronze shadow here. This is gold. I feel like we have all these colors. We should use something. What's this one? Maybe make it a little bit of maybe like a little bit of a shadow here. We're aging it, you guys.
You don't want a new one.
No. We're aging this sky. That's kind of fun, yeah? Alright, so we used gold, and this was called, I don't think you need it. This is called pearl something or other. Pearl deep brown. Then what else did we have? What was this one? This is gold also, but it's different gold. What are you? Yeah, I like that gold right there.
That was a little goldier.
Yeah, not so bright. I think that looks kind of cute. Now, probably what would happen is, if we wanted to be, let me just do something. Let me take a little bit of this gold paint off that brush like this and just put a little shimmer here.
A little shimmer and shine.
Maybe from the gold, we think.
I like it.
Yeah, huh? A little bit. Just feel like maybe we wanted that, right? And then we definitely want something dark under here, kind of a dark line under here like that. So that kind of stands out. And let's see, what else am I missing here? Oh yeah. We want some of the white decor here.
Can you put gold over yellow?
Yes, and you can also put gold over red, depending on the effect you want. Remember I said we had to do these little dots. I want to thank our moderators for joining us, and incidentally, we're going to be doing a Thanksgiving show this year.
We are?
Yes.
Did you tell the staff?
Yeah, I told you this
They're
morning.
going to have holiday staff. Woohoo! Holiday money! Yahoo! Easy there, Morgan.
And we're going to do a Thanksgiving show. We'll announce the times. I'm thinking 3 to 3:30 Central.
Oh, a half-hour show.
No, either 3 o'clock or 3:30.
Oh, that's the start time.
Start time, and it'll probably run about an hour and a half. Okay.
Just a normal show then.
Just a normal show. We just thought, you know what, John and I probably won't be cooking a big Thanksgiving dinner for the two of us, but we're very thankful for you. We're thankful that you make our lives possible, and we're very grateful for the time that you guys take to.
Of all the places you can be, you choose to join us.
You choose to be here, and you choose, so we appreciate that very much, more than you can know, really. And so we anyway, we thought that's what how we would want to spend our Thanksgiving with you. And I don't know what we'll be painting. It probably will be
Something good and fun.
something good and fun. Maybe you'll, in the comments below, when after we draw for this nifty little picture here, you can maybe you'll have a thought on what you might like to see in the as the
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, what would you like to see? So, all right, so let's put a
That's
little.
a good question from Dee Dee. Will Macy's have their Thanksgiving Day parade this year?
No, we heard they canceled.
Oh, they canceled.
We heard they canceled,
I
but
didn't hear that, so apparently I wasn't part of that.
yeah, they
Wasted some of the other
canceled.
Well, that would make sense. Because seeing how everything's becoming a hot spot again. So somewhere between 3:30. Make sure you've signed up for our newsletter or a member of our Facebook group so you know it. Make sure you've subscribed and hit that little bell so you'll be notified, supposedly.
Not sure what that color was doing right there.
Looks like a little Tic Tac. You counting something over there?
Oh no, I didn't mean to have it there. So, why is that there? Well, it has to go. Guess what? When in doubt.
I'd have to back up the video and see when that got put there.
I don't know when it got put there, but it's got to go. Can't have that, right? Can't
No,
have that.
no. That cookie's almost too cute to eat.
Well, you know what? I think that this is, for a... Yeah, let's just blend that out.
There,
Get rid
gone.
of that. There we go. All right, so we got...
Bamboozled.
I feel like we did our due diligence here and got our shadows here underneath.
Oh, anybody who did the last puzzle we did, the Ginger Cook original from the Bacharach people, there is a certificate up there available for you at this time. We're not going to do any more puzzles until after the first of the year because we're going to try to get our new website done and get things to calm down before we fire up the puzzles again. But we're not going to give up on that project because I got some great ones in the wings. It's just time has gotten away from us with all the other stuff I'm trying to get done before the first of the year.
Yeah.
Is all the left hand there? Oh, his left hand looks a little funny because it's the same color as the background.
Let's make it a little darker. You don't really see him, do you?
No, somebody just said, is that all there, or is it? It looks like somebody ate that part and left them. I don't know what they did to him. That'd be better. Thank you.
Well, this is
Coach
why we
Kathy.
appreciate the feedback. There you go. See, obviously we needed to do that. He needed to have his little left hand out here.
Steffi's about right. You have about one more day left on the auction, about the same time. Right around now, they'll be starting to end. Like I said, most of them
tell you
end at
something.
different times.
We have never given away before. We've never we've never offered for sale before a 5-year Academy membership for. We started out the bids. They're still under half price right now.
Half price for a 5-year membership.
Which
That's either in the VLL or the VLL in Wave and Water or just Wave and Water.
So those are just some great deals right now. I want to mention that.
I don't know if that will ever be repeated again.
Yeah, we're not sure, but probably not. But we did it this time, so take advantage of that if you feel like you might want to come play with us. There, I think I think he's kind of finished, you guys.
Kind of finished.
I feel like he's finished. Not even kind of. I feel like he's definitely
I
finished,
think
John.
it's cute. The right arm needs some white. Oh, see how his left arm, which is your right,
Oh yeah, this one.
has a squiggly, and the other one doesn't have a squiggly.
Oh, it doesn't have a squiggly, and then the buttons got lost too. Did you see that?
What buttons?
These
Oh, yeah.
ones.
Wow, I got chipped out of my buttons too. Almost like one of the stuffy staff is over there. If you go to the back, if you go to communitypuzzleproject.com and go to the back of rack, or look on the list of posts on the right, you'll see one that says certificates. You can find it in that group. You'll see a certificate there, and it's a PDF, and you'll be able to download that and print it out. That was a great puzzle. That was a lot of fun. I like doing that one.
Yeah, I think that was really fun, and
We'll do it differently next year, next time we start it up again.
but
we learned a lot from that one.
Got to do one last thing because we can. A little bit of zinc white. We don't need very much. I think we need some steam coming out of there, don't you? Out of our cup.
Oh, the photo challenge. I haven't even picked out even.
This is why you want zinc white.
Annette, send me an email. Send me a contact us. I'll do it tonight. No, we haven't done the drawing yet.
Yeah, I have not done the drawing.
So
you
last
guys...
last chance to get your entrees in, because I'm going to be picking a winner momentarily. So
all right, you guys,
do it. If you would like to own this gingerbread and cup of, what is it? Cup of what?
I think it's like hot milk. Isn't that what people drink before they go to bed? If they give
Oh, hot
Santa?
chocolate? Well, you should have marshmallows and stuff floating in it.
Well, because we didn't.
Oh, okay. Somebody already ate them. The gingerbread guy ate them already.
Yeah, we didn't. We just kind of brighten that up a bit. Got a little dark for me. All right, so you guys, I think we did.
I think
you did pretty close on here, don't you think so?
I think you did good.
You know, again, some of you may want to make that a black belt and not a. You could be a black, particularly if you had a karate person in your house, because I got you a black belt, right? But all kidding aside, I think that's kind of fun, and and I like the gold paint on there, don't you?
All kidding aside.
I think that's.
All kidding aside.
Are you still mumbling over there, Mr. Little?
No, I'm just analyzing the sentences. Just trying to understand them. This English language you people speak.
All right, there you go. So we've signed that. We'll put the red slash through. Here's our
So it could be eggnog.
Could be eggnog. Yeah, that's the disgusting stuff, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
Eggnog. That's really, really disgusting. I'm almost done, but I have a little shadow I have to put under here, under this. Under this handle. Sometimes
All right,
you
how many
just see
people do we
this.
got? We've got 267.
Really?
Really? I wouldn't kid you on this. This is serious stuff. And
All
we'll
right.
also be drawing for the Salvador paint kit.
Yep, we're going to be drawing for that.
We're going to be drawing.
All right, you guys, that's our. Here's our red slash. Choop. All right, through the name, and there we go. We've got our Santa mug and gingerbread cookie, and lots of fun there. Yes.
Yes and yes.
Guess we still need a little shadow right here, which we'll put in as we're going, because I see that we need it, right? Where'd my magenta go? This is what happens when you run out of paint and then you're going, there it is. Want a little bit of a shadow under his foot on the left. Just a little bit with some purple. Put a little blue in that. Just a little tiny bit, a little bit more violet. Where'd violet go? That was pretty. It's a great color. This one.
All right, I got the winner of the painting.
Okay, I've just got one little shadow here, you guys, and it's done, really. I promise. Yeah,
I think you were
something
done
like
with this.
Well, it needed a little shadow right there under this
And you
foot.
already signed it?
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? I already signed it. All right, need the little shadow right there. Okay. We're good. So who is our winner for this?
This person here. This keyboard doesn't have a
well,
caps
he's
lock.
looking for your name. I want to mention that as per your all requests, we sent out 5,000 requested newsletters. We've got a great, every 2 weeks now we're actually having news on our newsletter besides letting you know that there's a show coming up. And we thought Sunday afternoon was a good time to release those. I'm thinking maybe Monday. I'm curious about that too. If you got any thoughts
I've
about
already
that.
asked the question.
You did, right?
Yep, I
And
asked the
so I'm
question.
curious about that. But in any event, remember that look for it in your junk folder. If you didn't see it, you can always read it in our Acrylic Painting Club on Facebook. You can read
It's also on the website.
and on the website. So check out our newsletter. We're trying to be much more responsible and put in some fun content for you guys, and we hope that you enjoyed it. Who won, Baby Doll?
That was Patricia Dunn, and she hails from Kansas.
All right, Patricia. Wow, awesome. Awesome.
And now for the Salvador kit of paint. That is that person there. And they hail from Canada.
Oh my gosh. So
Laval, Canada.
So where in Canada? So somebody's won the brand new Salvador paint kit, and it's going to Canada.
Well, no, we could offer them ours if they want ours instead.
Our old one, yeah. No, they're getting this one, John.
Well,
brand
new. Hey, we should give them the opportunity.
And listen, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you on, of course, we'll be here next Monday, and then we'll talk again about Thanksgiving. Auction ends tomorrow night. Be sure to go to gingercookauction.com. Check out the gorgeous stuff that we've included in the auction. Just look at it. It's kind of fun to see. And remember, there's tutorials for like 99% of that.
Salvador paint kit.
So, there is. And thanks moderators, for hanging in there with us.
Denisa.
Denisa won it?
Yep. Canada.
Denisa, congratulations.
I wouldn't attempt your last name. I apologize for that.
All right.
Zura.
Well, be sure to send us an
Jezera?
address, and we'll pass that
Jezera.
on to the Salvador Paint Company, and they'll mail that directly to you.
So, winner, send me your email, your mailing addresses, please. gingercooklive.gallery. Use to contact us, and send me your mailing address.
And happy Monday, you guys.
Happy Monday. Happy trails to you.
Bye.
Until we meet. Oh, sorry. I was just reminiscing about the good old days.
Oh, yeah. Those are my favorite shows.
Yeah, here
Lloyd
we go.
Rogers,
Okay,
Dale
let's
Evans.
not go there. We're going to be on the show for another hour.
All right, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Well, you guys, I don't think I can look at another commercial about how to unstop the toilet, or maybe you two can learn to draw. That we have to have those in our video in order to kind of cover some costs, but I thought it would be fun, as long as we were doing it, to put a commercial in for ourselves. So here's the commercial from me to you. I want you to have a wonderful day. I want you to be the artist you can be. I want you to get up in the morning and say, today's the day I'm going to be happier than I was yesterday. This is my commercial in wishing you the bestest, happiest day of your life. And art hugs from John and I.